Hello and welcome to video 5 of your training. In this final training video, I just want to go through some more advanced ideas. I want to cover the time frames that you should be using with this particular trading system. I want to talk about the best currency pairs to use, and I want to talk about one more advanced idea, which is money management, which is very important to your profitability. So in this video, we're going to cover all three of those things. We're going to cover currency pairs to trade, time frames to use, and an easy money management system that will help you profit more. Whenever you trade any Forex system, you should always use money management. It's the #1 way to ensure that you don't experience large drawdowns and that you grow your account over time. So let's just start with currencies and time frames. Recommended for this system, the currency pairs you should be using, since it's a trend system, at some point in time, almost any currency pair will trend in one way or the other for a long period of time. But the easy ones to use when you're starting out include the Euro US dollar, British pound US dollar, Euro British pound, the US Canadian dollar, the US dollar Japanese yen, the British pound Japanese yen, the US dollar Swiss franc, and the British pound Swiss franc. All of those currency pairs have a tendency to trend in one direction or the other for a long period of time, which of course makes it easy to trade a trend system with them. The best time frames to use when you're trading this system, in the examples we use the daily time frames, and that's an excellent time frame to use as we showed you. If you don't like to have those trades that last for weeks or months, sometimes you can move down to the 4-hour or 1-hour charts to get faster trades. An important thing to note, if you do that, a 100 pip stop is too large for the smaller charts. So make sure you adjust your stop and your take profit level if you decide to trade the 4-hour or the 1-hour charts with this system. If you were trading the 4-hour charts, maybe you would use an initial stop of 50 pips and then a trailing stop of 100 pips once you got profitable in the trade. And by using 4-hour trades instead of daily trades, instead of holding a trade for a week, you'd probably hold it for a few days. And if you wanted even shorter trades, you could go down to the 1-hour charts. The important thing to note that is the shorter term you go, the less established the trends are going to be and the more false signals you're going to get. So this system is traded well with the daily time frames. You'll be profitable most of the time if you trade that time frame. A 4-hour is also acceptable, and 1-hour can work as well. Just expect more false signals, and that's why we adjust and use a smaller stop. And then finally, let's cover money management. We're going to give you a money management system that you can use to ensure you grow your account over time. So the money management system I'm going to give you isn't complicated. All we're going to do is vary our trade size. We're going to take 3 steps before we make a trade. We're going to know what our stop loss is, and we're going to use that to calculate our risk on a trade. So we need to know a per pip value and our stop loss, and we're going to use those two numbers and calculate the amount risk with every lot and then the amount risk on a single trade. And we're going to use that information to vary your trade size. So let's just get started with calculating a per pip value. A per pip value is calculated with the formula 1 pip with proper decimal placement divided by the currency exchange rate, and then we multiply that number by the amount that we're trading. So just taking a look at an example with the US dollar Japanese yen, we know that 1 pip with proper decimal placement in this case is 0.01. We divide that by the current exchange rate of 92.52. And then we multiply the result times the amount we're going to trade, and we want to calculate this for 1 lot. So we're going to calculate it out to be 10.80 or 10.8087 or 1081 to make the calculations easier. And it's important to note with this that if the US dollar is on the right-hand side of the currency pair, such as with the Euro US dollar, you don't need to perform this calculation. A full lot is always going to have a $10 per pip value, and a mini lot is always going to have a $1 per pip value. So you only need to make this calculation if the US dollar is on the left-hand side of the currency pair. So with our per pip value, we can now begin to calculate how much we can risk on a trade, and specifically we can calculate how much we risk with each lot traded. So using the per pip value from before, if our stop loss is 100 pips, then we can calculate that with every lot we trade, we're going to be risking $1,081. 100 times 1081 is 1,081. So with every lot traded, that's how much we'll risk. And then from that, we can begin to calculate a proper trade size. So your proper trade size is always calculated with your current account balance. So we need to calculate how much you can risk total. You should always limit your risk to 2% of your current account balance. As you gain more experience, you might go up to 3% on a single trade, but in general, 2% is a good number to use. So to give an example here, if your account balance was $120,223, you could risk that times 2% equals 2404.46, so about just over $2,400 in this case. And now that we know both the total amount we can risk and how much we're going to risk with each lot, we can finish our calculations. We take the allowable risk divided by the risk per lot, and that will give us the number of lots to trade. So in this case, 2404.46 divided by 1,081 gives us 2.24 lots as a correct trade size. And of course, we want to keep our risk limited to less than the 2% that we said before. So we always round down. We could trade 2 lots. And if you had a Forex broker that also allowed you to trade mini lots along with full lots, then you could trade 2 lots and 2 mini lots. We're always going to round down to ensure we stay within our acceptable risk level. And now that we're finished with the training, I just wanted to leave you with some final thoughts. Now that you understand the system, we've given you trade examples, both long trades and short trades. Before you trade any system with your live account, you should practice it until you understand it well and feel you will profit from it. The more you trust the systems you trade with, the more you're going to earn with them. Always trade with money management, even if you're just practicing on a demo account. Getting in the habit of using a correct money management system will help to ensure that you don't experience those large drawdowns that can virtually erase a Forex account. And when you're just learning a system, sometimes it's easier to stick to 1 or 2 currency pairs. Since you're trading this one on the daily chart, you might stick with 2 and learn to trade this system with those 2 currency pairs well, and then move on and try it with some other currency pairs, and that will help you learn it well and profit more. You can expand as you learn more, and that's just some final thoughts to leave you with. You should move on and do some practice with this system, and then you can start trading it and profiting from it as well.